All right, so the problem is a lot of you do not have enough tension in your stories. So I'm going to teach you 3 ways to create tension. So your stories are a little bit more exciting and the reader wants to read them. The first way is by adding a character that causes controversy. So write this down. Add character that causes... Now, what do I mean by controversy? What is controversy? Rio?
It's like a conversation.
No. Nope. Controversy. If something is controversial, what does that mean? Yeah. All right. So if something is controversial, it could be debated. So controversy is something that causes problems. All right. So let me give you an example. So let's say, okay, make sure you're writing this down. I have a story, and this is my idea. This is like the little plots. Jeff dares Bob to ding dong ditch the neighbor, whoever the neighbor is. Okay, so that means you basically you just ring the doorbell and you run. So like right now, the only tension I have is when Jeff dares him, and you're kind of like, okay, well, is Bob going to do it, or is Bob not going to do it? Then the next tension is when he's actually ringing. You're like, oh, is he going to get caught, or is he not going to get caught? So honestly, it's like if I think about that domino effect, it kind of looks like this, and then it just goes down. Okay, so there's nothing there. So what I'm thinking to myself is, what character can I add that's going to bring tension, controversy, cause issues, problems? So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that, all right, so Bob, he does the ditch, the dong in the ditch, all right? But then what happens is, as he is running away, Jen appears, who is Bob's sister. So the little issue that's now occurring is she sees this, right? So she sees this and basically confronts him. And I think in my story I'm going to have this character Bob, like I'm thinking maybe he was already in trouble one other time, and if he gets in trouble one more time, he gets like some huge kind of punishment. So basically Jen kind of, what do you call it? Not bribes. Jen blackmails him. All right, in some sort of way. So I don't have my story fully developed, but by adding this girl, Jen, I'm totally, so now I'm like, okay, I got where they're asking to ditch, and now he ditches, but now I got Jen, trying to say, oh, I saw you, I'm going to tell on you, and then she blackmails him. So my domino effect is a lot better than it was previously. Is it the best story? I don't know. But at least I created a lot more tension. All right? So let's try that. So I'm going to give you a scenario. All right? A little plot. And what you're going to do is you're going to revise it and by adding a character that's going to create tension. Okay? So you're just going to write down the plot summary. So here's the plot. You don't have to write this down. All right? So basically, we have Bob decides to start a food fight. All right, so to me, I'm looking at that like, all right, so what am I going to write about? The whole story is about throwing food. So what I want you to do is to add a character that's going to cause tension, that's going to cause a problem. So on your own, I just want you to write down plot and give me a brief summary of what's going to happen, and you need to add a character. So go ahead and do that now. All right, so one idea is, all right, so Bob starts a school fight, right? So as soon as Bob throws something, like a food, he hits the school bully. Raise your hand if you agree that this is creating more tension. Yeah, it totally is. All right, so just by adding in the bully, does that even look like bully? Just by adding in the bully, you're making a much better story. And all it took was adding in a character. That's it. Because some of your stories are not too interesting. All right, so give me another possible solution to create more tension. Jordan, go ahead.
Well, I did the same thing, but instead Bob closes his eyes and then throws it at the principal's forehead.
Oh, so Bob ends up hitting the principal. Definitely more tension. All right. Anybody have something totally different? Go ahead, Carly.
Like when